Hello everyone, welcome back to the show.
Welcome
back to the show. Yes,
to
yes,
the
yes.
Chaotic Duo Show.
Yes, back with another one.
Now we are back. We are stronger. I mean, we never left, but like
Everything makes sense. It's content.
yeah, we are stronger. We are braver, and because baby, I was born this way. So yeah, welcome.
You ever seen that video, the meme of the guy who's like 4 seconds? You ever seen it? That's
No.
you. That's you. It took 4 seconds for you to sing and potentially get us hit with a copyright. Why do you look taller than me?
Because I am taller than you.
You're like 1 inch taller than me, but it looks weird.
This is like a stray guy conversation in the locker room. Like, why is he taller than me? Why is he bigger than mine? Like, we need to speak about that actually.
We won't speak about that just yet, especially the second half of that. People can discuss, and it's not segmented to the straight community for us to discuss someone being taller than the other person.
Right.
In the gay community, you guys just say it as a compliment. Girl,
No,
you're
no,
looking taller than me.
girl.
Some shit like that. Some
But
shit
you're
like
saying
that.
girl. But you know what? No, because I feel like if you're short, people are like, oh my god, you're so petite. Like, let me top you, Or like, if you're taller, be like, hello. But like, I feel like there's a
With
place
consent, I would hope. Oh my god, it's so short. Let me just do facts to you.
No, obviously we consent.
No.
Yes.
Okay. So you can look at the guy and just be like,
Right.
oh, damn, you're tall. Like, why are you looking so taller than me? Damn. It's still a compliment, but it's just like,
I know,
oh,
but like,
shit. It's a different way to give a compliment. See, here's the difference. I understand the gay way to do it. You don't understand the straight way to do it.
no. But like, you're bruv. You are.
Is that racist? I've never once said bruv on this podcast. Is that? Okay. Anyways, Petre is getting cooked at the moment, and I wanted to ask how he's feeling. Also, we got some racist comments, which was not unfortunate, but hey,
Yeah.
and some homophobic comments as well, which is unfortunate, but that happens, right?
Yeah.
But you are absolutely getting cooked.
I am getting cooked.
And how are you feeling?
I'm
Are you
feeling great.
handling fame well?
Yes.
How are you handling
Give it to me. Give it to me. No, it's just like.
You called your therapist back?
Of course.
Okay.
Last night.
All right.
The first comment, I did not even need to wait for 10 comments. One comment, and I was like, please help me. No, it's just, hey, I signed myself into this for a reason.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, please comment. We appreciate all words and all, comments. And if you decide to be a homophobic dick,
Yeah.
be a homophobic dick, because at the end of the day, it's fine. There's that stereotype of like, the biggest homophobes are the biggest closeted gays. So maybe it's not my problem, you wanna fuck me, so keep commenting.
There's 2 non-consented fucks that you've given in this. Okay, first of all, that's
I'm
not
feeling
true.
great today.
That's not true. That's a conversation we need to have. By the way, it's not always true, but sometimes it is true.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting. And like I said, absolutely getting cooked. And we did have some racist comments in there. I thought it was some creative racist comments.
There were creative racist comments, but
Yeah.
there were no creative homophobic comments.
No, because
which I'm like, why? This is double standards.
Yeah, no.
If you want to be, if you want to
Trolls.
cook both of us creatively.
You rarely get smart trolls, and you want to be careful
That's
by
true.
inviting smart trolls. You want dumb trolls. You want trolls to
But
be like,
your trolls are smart. My trolls are dumb.
well, that's because they're closeted racist Lady Gaga fans. Oh no! 10 minutes in and I've brought up Gaga. It's one of my rules. I didn't want to speak about Gaga anymore. I'd rather speak about Stephanie. But I apologize. That was
Anyway,
funny.
thank you for watching today's episode. I hope you had a good time.
I want to talk about nothing to do with Gaga. I apologize. That was a joke. Don't get mad. It's whatever.
Okay, let's wrap it
And
up.
also, let's be clear. People don't really listen to our tag. So I think we should say a tag before we actually get into our gay news and straight news.
We don't
Our
have
tag
time.
is, this is just a conversation.
Right.
Okay. Don't get mad. Okay.
No, actually, get mad. Get mad. Go into the comments, destroy us.
Shit. All right.
Do it.
Brave.
Do it.
right, who's you?
Like at the end of the day, we are filming for a reason.
Yeah.
If the words that are coming out of our mouth, you're taking it in a negative way,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Okay.
If you take it in a positive way, even better. But at the end of the day, we are the artists and you are the critics.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Throw a
critic us.
punch. Throw a punch.
Yeah.
Throw.
Did I work?
Okay, so we're gonna go straight into our new segment, straight news and gay news. We don't have a theme song just yet, but just imagine
We
there'll
do,
be
we do.
We do?
Da-da-da-da-da. No, does it work?
That's the gay news theme song.
Okay, and the straight news. Yeah.
That's also racist.
How is that fucking
What is
racist?
happening here? Why can't mine be something cherry and fun
Do
like
it.
that? I don't want to do it.
Exactly.
Okay, let's get straight into gay news. Petre, You want me to go first or you want to go first?
I will go first. Thank
Where you
you.
go? Let's go.
Da-da-da-da-da, and the gay news of the week. Woo! Right, first of all, Miley Cyrus just announced a new album, and like, oh my god!
She did?
She did!
Why did I not see this?
Because
What's
it's
it called?
straight.
What's it called?
Something beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Miley Cyrus just announced a new album and I'm ecstatic about it. I feel like, every single time we get a new Miley album, we always get a new viral song. We're asking about, I can buy myself flowers. And what was the other one? Anyway.
That's the only one I heard that was all over the radio and wouldn't leave.
Flowers, we are speaking about like Wrecking Ball, We Can't Stop.
Like 20 years ago. And that was a different Miley. This is a Miley that's heartbroken and thinks she can buy herself flowers. Everybody can buy themselves flowers, by the way.
Anyway.
Sorry, I'm interrupting Gabe.
So I'm so excited that Miley is releasing a new album, Something Beautiful. And yeah, I think that is super important. And the second part of gay news, which is quite weird. I just heard that Timothée Chalamet has been deemed like people were asking if he's like queer or if he's like queer baiting or if he's just like an ally. And it actually brings us to like a bigger conversation of like, yeah, Timothée Chalamet is obviously straight. We think he's straight. Like he's identifying himself as straight at the moment. And he's in a relationship with Kylie and everything. But why are people saying that he's like a queer icon? Because he's not. Yeah, I read a news somewhere. I wanted to bring it up to you. I don't agree with it. I don't have a problem with Timothée. I like Timothée. But I'm like, what is new about the queer community?
Well, I didn't like Timothy until I saw Dune. You've never seen Dune?
I didn't.
Oh, you did see
Of
Dune?
course.
Both
of them.
Oh, wow.
And it's actually on my reading list.
Oh, nice.
I love reading.
Okay. I don't think Timothée Chalamet is gay. Which you don't think so either. But he definitely is baiting. He's baiting every single community he can. He's baited the Kardashian community. He's baited the black community. He's baited the funny, quirky white guy community.
Yeah.
He's baited the gay community. He's the new face of
the
Hollywood.
community.
It was supposed to be Tom Holland, but he ran away from that.
So Tom Holland actually, like that is going to bring us to a bigger conversation, but Tom Holland actually said in an interview that he doesn't want to do anything with Hollywood. He doesn't like the idea of Hollywood. He wants to stay away from it as possible. He said that he enjoys his role with Hollywood, like instead of like in terms of like being an actor, but he said that he doesn't like what goes behind the scenes.
Bro, you're Spider-Man. Like, you're supposed to be the face of Hollywood for the next 20 years.
But he didn't know one that.
But that was just a joke. I do respect his position there, and I feel like if you get in, see the evil, and you run away, not a problem with that. But I just feel like, I had high hopes for him, but it's never going to happen now. And I think it's been given to Timothy, and I think Timothy's actually a better actor.
You know what? I like Timothy. He's skinny, he's beautiful, he's just a twink in a straight man's body.
I will say I did hate his SNL skit with who's that white guy that was dating Kim Kardashian?
Pete Davidson.
Please never do that again. And if you think that's funny, you're a fool, and you really need to step back and look at just how stupid that segment was. And I'm sure every black person in the cast of SNL was just watching it like, what the fuck is this? Are you taking a piss? It was terrible.
But
I
something
do like
else, something else about Timothy, and I feel like that's why he's being considered like, queer icon and whatever. One of his first roles, actually the one that made him popular, was Call Me By Your Name. Yeah. And oh my God.
I mean, in Hollywood, you have to do a gay role to get where you need to go.
Debatable. But
divisive.
I feel like Timothée Chalamet, breaking his career with Call Me By Your Name was such a beautiful film. Second of all, such a beautiful story, and it's a story that is super common in the queer community, and no one really speaks about it.
What's the story about again? Older gay guy preying on a younger gay guy?
Yes, and not necessarily preying, but like, leading them on, having a relationship with them. The young person falls in love, and the old person be like, so sorry, I need to move on with my life. And that is a story that a lot of queer people are experiencing, unfortunately. But anyway...
Trauma.
Anyway, that concludes our gay news.
Yes, it does. Okay, welcome to the straight section of the news. My news is not rather news, it's more of something that's annoying me. You have no idea about this. I know.
1 second.
Yes.
Everything annoys him. Everything annoys you, babe.
What are you talking about? No, that doesn't.
Should we bring mayhem into picture?
Let's not talk about that.
Should we bring everything else that we've
we've addressed what I don't like about that. It didn't annoy me. It was just like lukewarm.
Straw punch.
Yeah. That's how you fucking.
You see, that was homophobic. He wanted to punch me,
Yeah.
but everyone, I'm gonna edit that to make that.
Your punch was this close to my face. My punch was right here.
Yeah, he
reserved.
was careful because he knew he's gonna hurt
You're
me.
interrupting my straight news. Okay, straight news. My straight news, I've written it down. That's how important I want it to be. Okay, you ever watch American Dad? You watch Family Guy?
Yes,
You watch Simpsons?
yes.
Okay.
I didn't really like
Everybody
Simpsons.
stopped Simpsons at a certain
I never really watched like a full season of it. Family Guy, I love Family Guy.
Family Guy is amazing. Now, I actually think you should watch American Dad because there's somebody who's basically you.
The alien superstar.
The alien superstar. Now, he's pansexual because it's obviously a fucking alien. An alien doesn't have a sexuality.
Wait,
Wait, not
is he a
pansexual.
he?
He's fluid.
Is he a he or a they?
He never... Okay, Roger from American Dad never once got on camera and say, hey, address me as Dave then. He was addressed as Roger, and most people addressed him as he, right? Because he...
I'm just asking.
But fundamentally speaking, if we actually addressing what they actually are, they are a they them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even something even much more ambiguous than they them, because he's just anything and everything, right?
Yeah.
Right, now what I want to talk about is that you should watch it, and I think you'd really enjoy it. Now, if you are going to watch it, if you know American Dad and you're a really huge fan of American Dad, you know that from season 1 to season 6 being the best season, 6, I love the number 6, and I think everything good comes in a number 6, right?
Mama. You know, 666.
Did you just interrupt my straight news with the highest level of gay shit?
I did not say anything. I just be like,
Okay.
or like, should we do this?
Don't disrespect that logo now.
Is that Rock Nation?
Fucking right, that's Rock Nation. That's Rockefeller. Gen Zs. You are a Gen Z, right? I got that right?
course.
I never know these fucking terms. Anyways.
He's old, I'm young,
Can
basically.
you, that's true. American Dad, season 1, season 6 being the best, amazing, right? We're going from season 6 all the way down to season 19. Good episodes here and there, some terrible ones here and there, and then we get to season 20. And now I know something is happening where they've gone from Fox, they've gone to like TBS, they've gone to Hulu or whatever the fuck, they've gone up, down, whatever the fuck, right? Because,
Is where the money are.
no, because they're not the priority. They're like the second tier to American Dad. I'm sorry, Family Guy, because the same guy created both shows. But Family Guy takes precedence because it's still popular, and I'm sure the numbers say so as well, right? So Family Guy and Simpsons are kind of like button heads because they have the same numbers. Simpsons obviously being bigger. American Dad is second kind of like the B-side to the album, right? It's a great show, but you always feel like there's no priority given to it. And it's very, very apparent now where you're looking at it. And it's not just like the quality is dropped, like it's still animated beautifully. The money's still being given to the animators. The story is what's lost. It's like they fired somebody that's just lost, that's just forgotten how these characters fundamentally are. Now, I'm all for characters evolving and becoming different. I'm not for a character becoming stupid. This guy is a CIA agent, and in 2 seasons, we've never seen him do something.
Roger?
No, the main character, Stan, is a
You
CIA
started to
agent.
speak about Roger.
I've moved on from Roger. Keep up. I saw you look off in the distance and you just faded away into something else because your concentration is so bad. I just literally saw your eyes just go, God. So, but keep up. Stan is a CIA agent. If you're an American Dad fan, you know what I'm talking about. Stan is a CIA agent, right? In the last 2 seasons, we haven't seen him do anything CIA related. Even like something cool, a mission, something like that. Something's fucking wrong with the writing. Roger is less flamboyant, he's less him, he's less alien. You're like, what the fuck is going on here? Everybody is now stupid for some reason, and everybody's lost their identity. I don't get what's going on. The last 2 seasons have been terrible. News just came out that they're now leaving TBS. It might be picked up by Fox. I hope so. I hope they get some better writers in there. I hope so they get some fucking control in there. I know I'm getting passionate. I'm passionate about it. See what I mean?
Girl, we kept the gay news for 2 seconds, and this bitch is speaking for 5 minutes about
First
nothing.
of all, there was 2 sections in the gay news, all right? I'm going to get to my one, all right?
Yeah, because you are babbling on for like half an hour.
But
We
basically,
keep it to the point.
basically
What's the
season
point?
1 to season 5, best season. Season 6, best season. Season 7 to season 19, good-ish, right? Season 20 and beyond, 21, which is the one that we're at right now, terrible, and I hope they get back on track. That is my straight news, and let's get back to the real podcast.
Can I interject?
Yes.
What the fuck was that?
What do you mean?
What the fuck was that?
What's wrong with my news?
Where's the substance? Give me
The
something.
substance is that American Dad
is
listen to
becoming
me,
worse.
listen to me. American Dad is leaving TBS and it might be picked up by Fox. That's the news, right?
Okay.
But I gave it some context by describing why I'm so passionate about
I
it.
understand, and
Yeah.
I think it's a great show. And
You
finally-
don't know if it's a great show. You
I've
never
seen the
watched it.
TikTok links.
Oh. Spoken like a true Gen Z. I've seen it on TikTok. It must be good.
Well, same with our show. They see it on TikTok. They don't watch the fucking episode.
Yeah, but
You spoke for 5 minutes of nothing. You see, that's what's happening with the straight community. They have no substance.
Okay.
They have no substance.
Okay, one
Everything they do, it's so plain, level-headed.
1 second. On to our first topic. Thank you for listening to Gay News and Straight News. On to our first topic. Now, do we want to start with something serious or something funny? And when I say funny, it's funny-ish.
Let's start with funny.
Okay, so this is, you actually...
Yeah.
Didn't someone like sexually
Rouse me?
proposition you based on this podcast?
Yes.
Okay, can you stop giving off that energy? Okay.
I'm not giving her no energy. I'm just having fun and acting silly.
If there was a gay energy, that's you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, so...
For people that call me gay in the comments, thank you.
So
I don't want to be called straight. If you want to offend me, call me straight.
There's a comment on YouTube that just says gay, and I love that. Thank you. Which I think is funny, and I replied 50% correct.
So you're gay? By default?
Why did you say that? Like I was going to take it as an offense. Do you think gayness is an offensive term?
No.
So why would you say that? It's like it's offensive.
Are you trying to provoke?
Anyways, so we're going to our first topic. It's not very serious, and it's some topic that you didn't want to talk about in pre-production, but we're going to talk about it. And it is...
We don't have a pre-production.
Yes, we do. So it's something that you didn't want to talk about, and it is Playboi Carti's album.
Girl, you know what's my problem with that?
Yes.
First of all,
you should always start with love, but I know that doesn't exist in the gay community. It's all sex before love.
Yes.
Yes, I know.
Period.
That's what I said.
Period. But the thing is like, I'm sorry to this man, whoever he is, he can do whatever he wants. Someone said something, maybe that's also me being on brain rot, Twitter. Someone said, how can you have an album selling 300K copies in US and you have no song in top 15?
He does. It just came out. The album came out like last week.
No, meaning like...
He does. He has the...
I did not see it.
But you can have a look at the charts. It's there.
Okay. That was my only problem.
Gen Z's never actually fact-checked themselves. They just...
On the predictions, people were like, how can he have a number one album, but like...
He has about 4 songs on there. Like, I want to say there's at least 2 in the top 10.
Top 10?
Yeah.
Which one?
What
Jordan, numbers are?
I think Eva Jordan is 4th or 3rd. And I think Good Credit might be up there, and I think...
He can't be 3rd.
Backdoor is up there. And I think he might be 4th. 4th or 5th.
Because Die With a Smile is number 2.
You're talking about global.
No.
Yes,
US.
no,
US, not global.
The thing that you sent me was global.
Yes, I'm speaking about US.
Yeah, in the US, he's 4th or 5th, because Drake is up there with Nokia, Kendrick is still up there with Luther, and Not Like Us, and Die With a Smile is 9th. No, sorry. Abracadabra is 9th, Die With a Smile, I think
That's
is 2.
global.
So what the
I'm speaking about the US charts.
Do you have the US charts on your phone right now? I know you don't listen to this man, and I know a lot of people don't get him. And especially, he had a song with the racist Camila Cabello. Camila Cabello?
She's racist?
Yeah, Camila Cabello had a thing that happened. You don't even keep up with shit. Had a thing that happened years ago.
I keep up with pop culture.
She had a thing that happened years ago. I've tried to.
Yes. But
I did like the song that she released with Carti. I'm sure you haven't heard that one.
Carti.
I love it.
Of course.
Right.
It's pop. I know everything she does.
Yeah, but Playboi Carti was on there, right?
I no.
Yeah, see what I mean? That's the problem.
Okay, so my problem with what's his name?
Cowboy Car. Playboi Carti.
Playboi Carti.
That right there, that's 2 black people. Keep going. You stressed?
And you are the 3rd.
Exactly.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Get the fuck out of this room. Bitch, we are not having this conversation.
What conversation?
So,
that was a joke.
The thing with this man, whatever his name is, bless his heart.
Playboi Carti.
Thank you.
Remember how you shit on the weekend and everybody came for you? 300K a week.
Okay. The thing with this man's album, whatever his name is,
Playboi Carti.
Thank you. Is that yeah, okay. Great songs, great reels, whatever.
You have to formulate an opinion on exactly
I don't have
how
an
you
opinion
feel.
on it. First of all, I think his music
If you don't have an opinion
I
on
think
it.
his music is like kids, music. I think like 7th graders in school, they're gonna listen to him like, yo, this is the best thing ever. I'm not diminishing his talent, but I'm just saying that I don't vibe with it.
What's the album called?
Don't even know.
What's the first song on the album?
Don't even know.
If you don't know, don't know. If I say, hold on. If I say I want to speak about Playboi Carti's album, and you say, oh, I'm not sure, inform me exactly what it's about, then I'll do that. Don't start off with, I don't know, but I hate it. That's literally.
It. I'm just saying, him as a character, I don't vibe with him.
You don't know.
I see pictures and I'm like, please.
He's one of the most mysterious artists in trap music right now.
I don't get that.
Okay, did you see Michael Jackson?
Yes.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Unless Michael Jackson was doing a press tour.
He came to Romania, honey.
Unless Michael Jackson was doing a press tour, his own actual tour, fucking going on an interview or doing some kind of movie, you didn't see him. He was in Neverland.
He was always
No,
there.
he wasn't. The mysticism about Michael Jackson is what made Michael Jackson great. Like, what did he do? Why is he white now? What's going on? What's it? And everybody wanted to know. And he would do an interview once in a while, and after that, he's gone. That's the mysticism that a lot of people tend to keep. Same thing with Adele. You never see Adele until Adele's ready to be seen.
Of course.
Right? And he tries to keep that about him. And a lot of people make jokes about that, but like artistry is more than. Yeah, Michael Jackson was also 30 when she did that. Adele was also 30 and you never see it. It's what an artist is doing to continue their mysterious element that they keep in the
But you know, something that I want to mention about this this album is I don't get this obsession with artists putting 30 songs on an album and after brag about the numbers and like how much it sold. I'm like, oh, of course it sold a lot.
So you're saying that an artist manipulating the charts to sell more is a problem, which
it is.
Every single artist does.
I think the scores that people had over like, you know, Taylor Swift last year.
It's redundant. It doesn't matter. We would focus on the art. The numbers are the numbers. The numbers are cooked for everybody. That's what this year with the Kendrick Lamar and Drake battle has showed us, that the numbers is cooked by everybody.
Not just that, they changed the rules actually now.
They change the rules every year because someone finds a loophole.
Of course.
We don't care about that. What we care about is the art. But if we're going to speak about why there's 30 songs, I think it's much more relevant in this era that you put 30 songs on your album. Because if you were to go to a shop and buy a CD and you see 30 songs on there, you would have to know how to make a mixtape to pick your
of course.
best songs on there.
But the thing is, like, people are looking at that.
Not finished. However, in the streaming era, where you can make your own playlist, right? You can change the cover of the album. You can fucking sequence the album how you want. I don't think that's a problem. Now, in terms of actually creating art that's cohesive, yes, doesn't make any sense.
Of course.
But
an album, in my perspective, should have beginning, middle, and end.
But
and I
most
feel like
most of Carti, just like we're talking about in our chaos, is the fact that there is no necessary sequencing or structure. The manicness is what makes it great, because that's showcased in this concert where people are jumping around and they look like fucking crazy bunches of people.
I like that actually. I like when people go to concerts and externalize their feelings.
Which is fine.
Of course, we are not speaking about like Travis Scott. You know,
it's the same thing.
I don't like that. I don't like artists.
We're not gonna get into that. Let me finish the conversation about this. Right. His aura is that he's a vampire.
Yes.
Right. He's built this thing where he's like, he doesn't even shoot music videos in the day. He shoots in the night to keep that mysterious story going, which is great. I like that about an artist to do that.
Of course.
Cool shit. Right. Now, in the 30 songs, I will say, to be honest with you, the 30 songs is good, right? But okay, 15 songs is good. 13 songs is great. 10 songs is phenomenal. That is my album, and that is what I've done.
But that's an EP.
No, it's not. There's plenty of that. Thriller was like maybe 10 or 11 songs. So that's what I've done. I've taken my 10 songs. I've taken 13. There's 2 that I can get rid of, but I've taken 13 anyways. And I put my new cover, and that's what I listen to. I don't listen to the 30 songs anymore because I'm like, most of this shit is like bullshit.
But that's the problem that I have with artists that release 30 songs. It's quantity over quality.
Okay.
I want quality over quantity. I want you to give me 15 songs that you worked for the last 5 years. I might think it's shit, but you might think it's great. I'm like, this is the best thing that I've done, and this is my proudest project. Take it.
Okay, Petra,
if you like it, fine.
Let me ask you a question.
30, I'm like, you are literally printing.
Let me ask you a question.
Hoping something sticks to the wall.
If Lady Gaga released a 30-second song album, would you?
I'll eat it up. But my
hold on. Someone who's because I'm not a diehard Carti fan. Let's start there. Right? Well, not start there, but let me say that. I'm not a diehard Carti fan. Someone who's a diehard Carti fan, that 30 song album is amazing to them. And that's great. That's good for them.
You know what's the thing? I always think it's, maybe this is like toxic mentality, but like every single time one of my favorite artists like Lady Gaga is releasing an album, all I'm thinking was like, how would this song sound live? I want to see what she comes out with doing live. I want to see the tour. If you're releasing 30 songs, I'm like, oh, you're either singing
But what
everything.
What if the 30 songs is meant for it to sound best live?
That's my point.
But that's what Carti does. That's what I'm
You
explaining
didn't
to
let me finish.
Sorry.
If you're releasing 30 songs, I'm like, oh, are you gonna sing all of them and nothing from before? Or are you gonna sing some of them and maybe my favorite song is gonna be removed and not picked on the tour? Like I'm like, if you're releasing 30 songs for me, it's like the definition of like throwing shit at a wall and hope something sticks. And I feel like it's diminished. Of course, artists do whatever they want. At the end of the day, they're artists. We are the consumers. We can reap their words or no. Fine. If you're releasing 30, like I'm like, am I going, like, maybe you know best, but like, are you going to a Carti show and only hear the songs from this album, or is it sticking some of them from the past, like the biggest hits?
I don't care. I'm not going to a Carti song to actually listen to the lyrics. I'm going to a Carti song to feel the beat and feel the vibe. That's it. So Carti show to feel the song and feel the vibe. That's most of what Travis Scott is. Like, Travis Scott can get deep, and he has in his albums. Of course, things happen that he had to get deep about, and obviously he can actually rap, right? And Carti can actually rap as well, but he's creating a persona. That persona, you need to believe in it. If you don't believe in it, right, you won't get it.
What's his genre?
Trap, right? But imagine screamo rap. Screamo trap, right? Where you don't know what they're saying in screamo, but the energy is what you feel. And sometimes they might say something smart, but it's not really about that. And if you really dissect everything, you will hear that there's something good in there. Like the song "Backdoor" with Jenny Aiko and Kendrick. And I think it's Jenny Aiko. It might be SZA, but I'm not sure. I think it's Jenny Aiko. Amazing song. In that song, you can hear him clearly. He raps exactly like on beat, on tone. Perfect. He knows how to do it. He knows what he's doing when he wants to make that. He also knows, okay, I need to do something that's like reminiscent of this character that I'm trying to build. Now, that brings me to my bigger point, which I don't want to use my platform to promote this, but I think it's necessary. I'll tell you a story. There was one day, have you ever heard of the artist Lil Baby?
Yes.
Okay, so there was one day, before this day happened, I never liked this artist. I never really listened to him. I thought his voice was never really good to me. Like, I've heard some earlier songs that I thought he sounded like Young Thug, if you know who Young Thug is right there, you know. But then...
What the fuck is that name?
Young Thug.
Girl, no.
I thought it sounded like Young Thug, but after a while my ears opened up and I know they sound different, but I really never could listen to Lil Baby. So one day after work, I used to work at a place somewhere.
Did he die?
No, Young Thug went to jail.
No, Lil Baby.
Lil Baby did not die, no. Please don't wish that on an artist.
What?
Knock on wood, he did not die. Lil Baby, I didn't used to listen to him, and I was like, and this album came out, and I was hearing so many good things about it. I was like, man, I can't stand his voice. And then one day, I did something that accentuated my how do you call it, senses? Let's say that, right? Senses.
You're on purpose, basically.
I wasn't on purpose. You were on purpose. You're on purpose right now. I don't know why, but
I feel the rush, addicted to your.
Let's just say something that gave my senses a little bit more. It was a little bit more heightened, right? And I was sitting at a bus stop, and I had my hoodie on, and it was raining. I was waiting for my bus. It was cold as hell, and I had my headphones on.
That's quite poetic.
All right, and I had my headphones on, and for the first time ever, it's like my ears opened up for me to understand it, and then I was like, oh my goodness, I get it. And it wasn't the first time that happened. There's a few artists like that. Future is another one.
I think you should tell the backstory of everything. The reason you were able to be at the bus stop listening to that is because you actually finally clean your ears for the first time in your life.
That's funny.
Like, girl, why are we trying to like paint it like,
no.
Oh, it's because of the music? No, girl, you took a shower.
Let me that's funny. Let me get to my wider point. It's just like food. Right, and our taste buds.
Yes.
When I first came to this country, I had kebab for the first time. I thought it was the most nastiest shit. It was bitter. I was like, like chicken and chips was amazing. I thought,
right.
Oh, now my taste buds kind of like, it's kind of boring.
I don't really.
Right, because your taste buds experience new tastes, and it develops. It's the same with your ears and
like,
with your eyes as well.
It's like butterbean. You might not like it the first time, but you're gonna love it the second time.
That was a gay news interjection right there.
No, it's true. It's true. It's like
I'm sure it is. But I want to talk about something that we both experienced. Right? Like music, food.
You know what? I don't really have that experience with. Maybe that's just me being a bit more critical.
Okay, hold on. Now, thank you for saying that, because that brings me to my wider point. I'm never advocating for doing something that would heighten your senses, but I think in order for you to get some music, right, especially when it comes to trap, because when they're doing the music, they're doing something else that heightens their senses. So in order for you to understand it and for your ears to open to it, you actually have to either be on that stuff or do something similar to that.
I understand.
Stuff.
I just feel like when we are speaking about music in general, I'm a believer of like sometimes you might not get it from the first time, sometimes you might not get it from the second time, you're gonna get it from the third time. But if I have to be in a specific type of, mental space for me to get your work, then your work is not working.
Wrong. Here's why. Because if
He
you
just
go,
loves to argue.
let me explain why. Because if I go to,
Wrong.
I said that I don't like poker face, right? I think
Fucking poker face!
I think
Let it die!
No, I said that, and I could be wrong, but it's just my opinion. Opinions are opinions, right? But if I went to a concert and little monsters were dancing around me, and maybe I was a little bit tipsy, or maybe I was just feeling good.
Yeah.
Maybe I would see it and I would understand. Okay, this is the greatness of the song.
That's
and
why
it happens.
I think.
Hold on, and it happens a lot where people will go to a concert and be like, "Oh, I get it now." So sometimes you need an outer body experience to feel the music and to see the music. Because music is much more than just something on a track that's being played in your ears. It's fucking colors to some people. Pharrell sees colors.
But we are speaking, same with Gaga actually.
Exactly.
But we are not speaking about going to a concert and having an out-of-body experience and now you get it. We are speaking about like being on drugs, and listening to something.
I didn't say anything about drugs.
No, I'm just saying,
Wait, you drink alcohol?
Yes.
Music sounds better when you drink alcohol?
Yes.
Does everything feel better when you drink alcohol?
Some of it.
No, everything that you do when you're sober, if you did it on alcohol, does it feel better?
You know what feels better? Being horny on alcohol. Ooh.
Almost everything feels better. A conversation feels better. It feels like you're flowing. Flirting feels better. You fucking dancing feels better. It feels like, I can actually dance. You're not dancing, you look stupid. But let go of all your restrictions.
I feel like going to a concert and experience that and really get it, it's a different experience than like, again, being on drugs and whatever. And like if I have to be in a specific loopholes for me to get your music, then your music was not made for being enjoyed. I don't want to say maybe the masses. Music was not.
Let me explain what I mean. Now, every time you listen to the music, you don't have to be on this thing that would heighten your senses.
Yes.
You just have to it helps you understand it. That's
why
I said that the story of me sitting there, my ears opening, right? My ears open, I was able to understand it. Now, next time when I hear Lil Baby or hear Future, I get it because I'm like, I can induce that feeling without actually being on there. You need that feeling in order for you to understand it. Just like I needed to taste kebab for the first time, think it was horrible, come back a couple of years later and think, my taste buds have adjusted to this now. It's just like that.
Not gonna lie to you, this actually makes me quite happy because I feel like after the Chromatica Ball, every single time I was hearing the songs played at the Chromatica Ball, it felt different. Exactly. I was like now, when I hear Poker Face, all I'm thinking is like, at the Chromatica Ball, she was having I think 30 seconds or a minute of her just sitting there. She was like, ma, 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 ma. And people lost it.
Exactly.
And now every single time I hear Poker Face, all I'm thinking of Gaga
is that
looking at
experience of exactly, because it's all tied together, and all of these things all induce the same feeling. That's why
beautiful. I think it's beautiful.
Bringing it back to it, the Playboi Carti's album's name was I Am Music, right?
Right. Is that not cocky? Don't you think it's cocky?
No.
It's like
every artist is cocky. Every artist needs a bravado. You need that. Because he is single-handedly, he's one of the most experimental trap artists. Okay. Single-handedly doing that. So in that regard, he is music. Any artist can be like, I am God, I am music, I am fucking...
I don't like that.
Or they can say, I am drugs.
I don't like that.
I don't. An artist who's made it, who has fans, doesn't need you to like that.
Lady Gaga,
she calls herself Mother Monster.
Yeah, but
isn't that cocky?
She never made a song about it or whatever. She's just like, hi, my little monster.
She hasn't made a song about it. She embodies it.
Yeah.
She is
or
Mother Monster.
She never...
She is to the monsters God.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. If you don't make a thing out of it. Creating your body of work, I am God, it's cocky and it's no.
Have you ever done a creative work that's changed someone's emotion?
I hope I did.
Okay, if you do it and you see it, if you created music and someone came to you, fell on their knees and cried while looking at you and said, "You saved my life," just how you do to Mother Monster, do you not think in that moment there's a feeling that's close to being God?
Of course.
If you
keep it to yourself.
No.
Maybe this is just me.
I can't understand how I Am Music is arrogant. If it's just I Am Music.
No, it's just
It's just, because it's different in pop.
No, it's the same in pop. Like I have a problem. Like when Madonna came out the Super Bowl on the throne, I was like, "Sit your ass back down, bitch." I don't like that.
Madonna deserves that. She's worked to get that. She is the queen of that.
But it's like Taylor Swift. Yeah. She had a music video for "You Need to Calm Down," and there were 7 pop artists, including herself, that were like fighting for a crown. And after that, she was like, she threw the crown in the air and she was like, we don't need that, we already know we are queens between our own realms. And I feel like that is, I know you're a billionaire, I know you're selling out tours and tours after tours. I want a slight humbleness.
Let me tell you something. If I get to a certain space where, you know, this is a success and everybody's listening, when and people are hanging on my opinions and stuff like that.
Yes.
I'm gonna get to a point where I'm like, I'm the fucking best at doing this.
Yeah, not to your fans.
I'm gonna fucking tell them I'm the best at doing this. And you are the best at anything you wanna do. If you don't feel like that, don't do it.
I just feel like...
Say it, man. You know what words of affirmation is? It includes that. It includes saying I am the greatest. You think fucking Muhammad Ali was corny? Or do you think he inspired a generation of people to feel like I am the greatest?
I just feel like...
If someone else saying they are the greatest is somehow irking you the wrong way?
No. You got it the wrong way. What I'm saying is just like...
Not you, I'm just...
No. What I'm saying is just like some people do it nicely. It's like, just say like, you know, like... Speaking about Gaga, it's like in the Monster Ball, she was like, you go out there, you win a Grammy, you know, because I done it and blah, blah, blah. I am great and you can be great. I like that. No, don't call yourself God and be like, maybe you can achieve that too.
But nobody does that. You're conflating 2 different points. If he says I am music, if someone says I am music too, that's a great part 2 to the first one. Like it's I don't see what the problem is.
I just feel like artists should not be that cocky. And that cockiness is destroying like...
See, it's not. And there's a fundamental difference here, right? When we talk about pop music, there's no competition within pop.
There is. The competition is
based on numbers and who got on the charts. In actual rap, which encompasses trap and everything else that Playboi Carti is, you are actively challenging. In some sections of rap, there is just battle where we get in front of each other and we try to see who wins. Okay. That is a fundamental part of hip hop. That's exactly what got lost with a lot of Drake fans, where they were saying, yeah, but Drake is still at the top. Yeah, we know, but he lost the battle, which is a fundamental part of rap. Right. And it happens to be that a rapper can say, I'm the greatest rapper of all time. What I'm saying is that the album is good, but it's probably one of the better streaming albums. Okay. Like streaming era albums. Why? Where there's 30 songs, which is streaming era shit.
I know lots of people done it.
Yeah, Migos has done it. You wouldn't know. Like Chris Brown has done it. Chris Brown released like a 60 album.
Yeah, but Chris Brown got nowhere because he's kind of like
Chris Brown won a Grammy last year.
Yeah, but like in terms of like the charts and whatever, like
Chris Brown is on the charts.
He is, but like not like.
Do not be tricked by what's happening on Twitter and the streets.
No,
people
but like
are listening to Chris Brown and people.
If we are speaking about like 30 songs album, we can bring over like Playboi Carti. We can bring out like Taylor Swift.
Now we come to the conversation that we had, not the original one, but the conversation we had where the numbers are being cooked. When you go to a concert, if you can sell out the Garden or wherever the fuck, the O2, people are listening to you. Just because you're not on the charts and people aren't cooking the numbers for you, does not mean that you don't have real impact. And Chris Brown has real impact. What I'm saying is not the conversation there. What I'm saying is that there's been plenty of people who have done 30-song albums, 40-song albums. Now, it's the perfect streaming era albums because then you can pick apart what you want and make your own playlist. I think it's great because it encourages that like independence to go actually create your own album.
Can I ask something? Do you think Chris Brown should have a career after what he done?
What do you do? He done a lot of stuff. I think he was forgiven.
Beating up Rihanna.
He was forgiven for that by Rihanna, and I think we should all move on from that because forgiveness is a part of fundamentals, the part of being.
But do you think we should give a voice to abusers?
I think they had a fight, and
he was an abuser. He abused her.
Okay,
and
are we talking about Rihanna and Chris Brown? Are we stopping there? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, they had a fight.
Of course, but
hold on. We never got any evidence of him abusing her. They had a fight where he
It's not the first offense. He
No,
also
we're talking
abused
about
someone else.
Rihanna and
No,
Chris
we are
Brown.
speaking about Chris Brown in general.
But we're starting off with the conversation of Rihanna and
No,
Chris
but
Brown.
like,
I said that
speaking about.
I've already said that he done a lot of things.
Yeah,
Let's
but does he?
Let's start. You asked me about the Rihanna and Chris Brown situation.
And Chris Brown in general, I said the first thing was that, do you think he should have a career?
We're starting off. Okay, you said that Chris Brown and Rihanna.
Right.
I think he should be forgiven because she's forgiven.
Okay, but what about the other offense?
What did he do?
He also beat up on another girl.
No, he didn't. Who?
I forgot the name.
He didn't. He harassed another girl because he was wherever she went, which was Karrueche, right?
Right.
Karrueche's moved on from that.
Right.
I think we should move on.
I don't think abusers should have a career. Regardless, I feel like what happened, yes, it was a mistake, whatever, what not. I'm sorry. You beat up someone.
Okay, they had a fight.
You can have a fight and not beat the shit out of your partner.
No, you shouldn't. And then when that happens and you lose everything that you were working towards because he was supposed to be the biggest star in the world, and then the person that you had a fight with comes in front of the world and says, hey, I've forgiven this person and it wasn't really his fault, he really had a toxic relationship, let's move on from this. If we're equals, let's be equals, right? If emotionally, if we're equals, let's be equals. If she addressed it emotionally and said, hey, let's move on from this, I think we should also move our emotions away from
That's
it,
okay.
which he should be forgiven for.
Okay.
Right? If we're talking about the other offenses, the women in there, the women that was affected by that, most of them are probably moved on from that. I think we should move on from it as well. And if we're talking about a career, anybody can have a career. The internet exists for a reason because you can get on there and do whatever you want and people are going to gravitate towards you if they want to. If we're talking about being uber successful, he is not, and that's the punishment that he will get for the rest of his life.
But do you think he should be?
But if we're talking about forgiveness, I think, when does that start for you?
Forgiveness starts if what you've done is worth saving.
Okay,
and I know you can say that, oh, that's subjective. No, what I'm saying is that what I can't forgive and I'll never forgive is beating someone up. I don't care about the reasons. I don't care. Like, of course, I don't know what happened there. I can't judge. Like, obviously, I'm speaking from an outsider perspective. But what I'm saying is that, regardless of who you are, the moment you touch someone, I don't care if it's a girl or a boy.
So okay, I hate you.
The moment you punch someone up, you're over. In my eyes.
Okay, I'm so sorry I have to do this. If Rihanna also punched him,
yes,
does she deserve to be kicked off the limelight as well?
If Rihanna beat the shit out of him, yes.
Okay, let me clarify exactly what happened. They had a fight. One person was stronger.
I'm just saying.
Are you against a toxic relationship? Because there's women out there who beat up men. Okay?
Yes.
So you feel like it's a fair punishment they should both get?
No.
If a woman beat up a man and the man didn't touch her,
right,
they should get a fair punishment on both sides, right?
No, she should get a bigger punishment.
Why?
Because you just said, if a woman beat up a guy and the guy did not touch her.
Yeah. I said it should be a fair punishment. I'm talking if in comparison a guy beat up a woman and the woman didn't touch him.
Yes.
Okay, now if they both had a fight and one person was stronger and then the other person who lost the fight, right, said, hey, I forgive you, we were in a toxic relationship.
I just feel like...
I think we should move on.
Okay.
Do you know how... I think it's much harder to forgive than it is to hold on to anger. And if you can't...
I just feel like, they are both stars, they are both celebrities. They needed to say the words that they needed to say. If that fight happened to two people that were not celebrities, the story would have been way different.
No,
and the punishment would have been...
we wouldn't have given a shit. There's people who are in domestic domestic abuse relationship all the time.
What I'm saying is that the woman would have never, ever, ever probably forgave him, but like...
Okay, first of all,
we are derailing for everything.
No, we're not derailing.
I feel like this conversation is going to a very dangerous zone.
We're not derailing. We're having an honest conversation.
Yeah.
We didn't write this on a topic. It came out because it came out.
Yes.
Let's just have the conversation.
Yeah.
Right? There's no numbers to back up that if the woman was real life, she wouldn't have forgiven him. Because I can say that that's wrong, right? But there's no actual facts to back it up. So let's not talk about that. What we know is that sometimes, right? What we know is sometimes a woman might not forgive, sometimes she might forgive. In this case, we saw publicly from the people say that she forgave him. She didn't only say that she forgave them.
Yeah.
She was gonna. They were in something for a while. Like it was like, oh, are they getting back in a relationship or something like that?
Okay.
Right? We've seen them in public touch each other, move on from that stuff, and talk that, hey, I moved on from this stuff. She's married with kids. He's, still trying to, continue his career. I genuinely think that's wrong. He sells out continuously. He won a Grammy last year. He's still who he is. He just hasn't gone on to that next level. He should be a film star. He should be basically Michael Jackson.
My problem is that, not my problem, but like, you might not like this actually, but like, I believe that the people that are following him are exactly like him. It's the same with every artist. The person you idolize, you see themselves in them, and they inspire you to do something. The fact that he done this and gotten away with it, and like, you know, being able to like move on from it, and like Rihanna needed to go on the internet, like online, and say, you know, I forgive him and everything, and people are still like buying his tickets and going on his tour. I feel like you are supporting an abuser. And it's the same thing with like, you know, if R. Kelly decided to go back and like all the victims said like, I forgive him. You know, people are like, oh, don't you think
no,
blah, blah, blah.
See, you've introduced actual, factual danger into something that we can actually talk about. We can't talk about R. Kelly's cases because it's actually dangerous.
Yes.
What Chris Brown does is something that we see that exists in our world constantly.
I'm just saying that.
What I'm saying is that these things have happened. They've happened years ago.
Yes.
Some of the people that it happened to, which was like maybe light harassment, you know, physical abuse in this case. Some of these people have come out and they've moved on from it. I think we should move on.
I know.
I think we should practice forgiveness, especially when the crime can be forgiven.
Okay.
A crime like R. Kelly's can't be forgiven.
Okay.
Now, if you listen to his music, you are, but we can't say that you are that person.
And
like if an artist had an abortion, do you agree with abortions, or you just?
I
It
don't
doesn't
wanna
matter.
speak about this.
Are we saying like people?
I don't want to
people-
speak about
We're
abortion.
not speaking about abortions. It's an example. You can move on from it. If you stay on it, then it's
Yeah,
gonna
but
stay
the
on.
thing is
Let's
like-
move on. Let's move on. Okay, SZA
Okay.
is a pathological liar. Is every single SZA fan a liar? No.
Could be. Okay, do you know what? Speaking about apologies and forgiveness, I forgive you for bringing this like very, very boring topic, and I forgive
Which
you
topic?
for literally wasting my time.
Which
and
topic?
that's okay. All
Which
of them.
topic?
All of them.
What are you talking about? You're the one who brought up the Chris Brown topic.
You know, I was joking.
Okay, so we've talked about Playboi Carti, and somehow we got onto Chris Brown. Thank you
some
for
reason.
that. And we're going to move on to something lighter. We
Yeah.
do have something lighter, and it is straight men. I don't know if they're straight, it's just men. Shaving their eyebrows. Eyelashes. Why do I keep saying eyebrows?
What the fuck is that about? Like, first of all,
Yeah.
this is the wildest thing I ever seen in my life. And I've seen a lot of fucked up things, you know. I'm queer, honey. Girl, I've seen what I did not want to see. But why are toxic men shaving off their eyelashes because they think they're too What? No. First of all, they are not too feminine. It's eyelashes. Eyelashes are not too feminine. Toxic masculine boys, stop shaving your eyelashes. They are not too feminine. It doesn't make you queer. You need to stop. Second of all, eyelashes, like every single thing on our body, serve a purpose.
Yeah. Apart from nipples. Male nipples.
That's because of like estrogen or whatever. Because like,
Hey, I made a point, and it is relevant. We don't need nipples as males.
no, but I like to look at it.
All right.
Okay. Second of all, everything on our body is serving a purpose.
To protect us, yeah. The eyelashes are to protect the eyes.
Oh, it's just boiling my blood.
But
it's just like, why?
Here's my rebuttal. One, as a resident Gen Zer, you know that it's just a Gen Z trend.
No, not. First of all, it's not a trend because I don't think it actually evolved to that bigger topic. It might become a trend, but
it is a trend.
It's a toxic masculine. You know the Andrew Tate followers. It's just like. Why do you think you need to shave your eyelashes for you not to be feminine? You are not feminine. You are a straight man that likes a girl. You are never gonna be feminine. Just because you wear fucking eyelashes, that doesn't mean anything. You're not putting mascara on. You're not putting fake lashes on. You're not doing anything.
What it is. I don't think that's
what do you think it is?
I think it's just a funny, stupid trend.
They literally said, I am shaving my eyes because they make me feminine.
People on the internet do that to rage bait. You know what rage baiting is?
Yeah, what you do to me every single fucking day.
I don't do that. I have a
yeah, he's rage. You're not rage bait. You are just rage.
That's true. I do rage bait actually, but it's about Stephanie. It's
what has
something.
Stephanie done to you?
Stephanie's done nothing. She's a great lady. Shout out to Stephanie. I hope you're doing.
By the way, Stephanie is Lady Gaga for.
We don't speak about. I don't even know that name. What's that? I've never heard of it. What I'm saying is that some trends are just to get people riled up and be like, wait, what do you think this is gay? Blah, blah, blah. And then they, they
I hate it. And it brings us to the bigger topic.
Yeah, but it's never just a toxic masculinity thing. I think it's an internet troll thing. And trolls exist in every community. Like the troll that in your comment and the troll that was in our comments.
I hate it. And that brings us to like a bigger topic of that brings us to like a bigger topic of toxic masculinity. And I feel like, let's not push around the corner. Toxic masculinity have existed for, the dawn of time.
Yeah.
I get that. But I feel like a lot recently, it went to a different level.
Well, I think it's complicated when you say toxic masculinity has existed forever, okay? Because
Maybe not forever.
How long is forever? Because a man...
Forever young, I wanna be forever young.
I like this one. A man had to be a man. We're talking about a man.
Okay.
Hold on, I haven't finished. A man going out hunting, his wife submitting, his children listen to him being the head of the household, him being the bread, all of that stuff.
Him being bread?
Him being the bread, the what do you call it?
Breadwinner.
Breadwinner, there you go. Why did you wait so long for you to correct me and say that? Him being the breadwinner.
You said he'd been bread, so I was like, where was he last night?
Anyways,
you did not get it.
I got it.
Okay.
It's just super horny. And
you don't bite it.
I'm not biting on anything on extremely gay, overtly sexual propositions. Propositions. It's like, ooh, where was he? Oh, I'd like to take a bite. Oh, why is he not in my fridge? It's like, oh, did you ask him if he wants a bite? Did you ask? Okay.
I did.
Okay. So yeah, like I was saying. At a certain point, men had to be just men, and then you never experience emotion because you have to go out there and get what you have to do. And then at some point, we start to realize, hey, no, we are more than just a breadwinner and go chase and hunt and bring back, right? All of us had to learn that. And the woman is like, oh, I'm more than just a wash the plates, clean the house woman. I can be a woman who will work. And sometimes circumstances in life is what's brought us there. Like maybe a war happening, maybe the man dying, etc., etc. Same thing exists for all of us. Now, in this age where we have the most information available to us, yes, toxic masculinity does exist, right? But I think it started in the age of information, which is not...
Can I say something?
Far in the distance, in the past.
First of all,
yeah,
this is the third time you call me racist.
It's not the third time, it's the fifth time you've been racist. No.
I'm not.
No, we know that.
First of all, men being the gatherer, like in the caveman era and whatever, there were no toxic masculinity. Second of all...
No, it was just considered masculinity.
It was considered masculinity, but I'm speaking about something else now. I'm not speaking about like, men being like, strong and like doing the things that women can't, blah, blah, blah. I am speaking about the trend of, and it's getting scary, like scary levels. And again, it falls back into like the Andrew Tate era of the boys. A lot of boys, like 5 years ago, was normal for like a straight man to like go into a club and like dance and like do like
That's
like
what
do,
you think.
No, it was seen, and now it's like you don't understand.
Okay, so this is actually a great conversation because
let me finish.
Let me just caveat that there's a show on Netflix, Adolescence, that just came out. That's actually about that. Go ahead.
It's just like there's this like, and Adolescence again, great show. It came out because of what's happening at the moment, the misogyny that's happening at the moment. Men are killing women. It's get like, statistically speaking, hate. It's becoming more and more and more and more aggressive, and it's scary because first of all, going to the eyelashes thing. You don't need to shave your eyelashes off in order for you to be considered masculine. You don't need to pin a woman down or to kill someone for you to be considered masculine.
It's a big stretch from eyebrows to a woman.
No, but like, because we were speaking about adolescence,
Yeah, but you have to go in steps. You just went one step 50.
That's how I am.
I don't think you should be.
I'm like, skip the foreplay, bitch. We are going in.
Also, pre-production said let's be funny, and somehow we're in the women.
I know, right?
And it's always you. It's funny. You go.
Do you forget what you done last time? It was not me.
I asked you a question.
Okay, no, I'm just saying that toxic masculinity is really, really rampant. I feel like it's so unnecessary, and you don't need to prove any point. You don't need to prove a point. You don't need to act like, oh, I'm the man. You do this and I do that. And like, it's the whole Andrew Tate. 1 second.
I speak now?
No.
Okay.
It's the whole Andrew Tate mentality of like, a woman should be at home, blah, blah, blah. I should do this and I should do that. And you know why this whole idea started? Because now women and people of color and a queer community and like everyone that is a minority, including women, which is not a minority, they started to gain more power. So a lot of straight men feel threatened, and I'm like, sorry.
Speak.
And they are like, why?
I speak now.
Can I finish?
Sorry.
And I hate it.
I speak. Okay. Okay. Listen, you are right in everything that you said. Apart from not necessarily wrong, I just think it's maybe the wrong way of looking at it. Toxic masculinity, like you said, has always existed, right? But I think in the age of information, it's a lot more widespread where everybody can see it. What I know as a straight man is that toxic masculinity has always been, at least in my environment, and you've always seen it. It's not something that you escape from.
Now it's worse.
But here's what I'm saying. It's worse because you're seeing it on your phone. You open your phone and you see it. What I'm saying,
scary.
Hold on. Well, my point is that it's always existed. Every woman that walks out has always been telling us, hey, I get catcalled. If I was walking for 5 minutes, I've been catcalled 10 times.
But now it's the aggressiveness is worse.
Hold on. What I'm saying is that it's not that it's worse. It's always been like that.
It's actually worse, statistically.
No, you're seeing it. You're seeing it.
I'm speaking about statistics.
We are now keeping up. Now we're doing the statistics. What I'm saying is that because we have the information to be able to
5 to 10 years ago, you still had the statistics. And you was not
Petri, no,
the
listen
same.
to what I'm saying. How many cameras do you think we have from 5 years ago or 10 years ago to now?
It's not about that. It's about people reporting.
No, what I'm saying is that people are reporting that because they're now seeing more of that. They're like, oh, she's gone through that. She's gone through that. Now I can say that it's true for me. It's like a woman being abused. She couldn't go to the police or to people to get help because she felt like...
The way you literally gagged by the word...
No.
Police.
She couldn't go to the police because she felt like maybe it's just happening to me and they would think I'm crazy. But now that she's seen other women doing it, she's like, oh, I'm going to step up. It's the information that we're getting. It's so scary when people try to scare us by saying that the world is getting worse.
I know.
They do that.
Is getting worse.
It happens every couple of years. Every 4 years, we get the world is getting worse. And if you really step back and look at it, you'd be like, it's always fucking been like this.
No, like, I'm being dead serious. Like, because we've been speaking about adolescence.
Petri, should we go back to when there was actual war?
Damn, you don't get it. You don't get it.
There's just more information.
Okay, no. That's what's scary. You fell into that category of people that just like think like, oh, it's always been like this.
I think you're going to get my point wrong. You're going to get my point
No,
wrong.
what I'm saying is that yes, there's more information. I agree with you.
The danger that exists now. The danger that exists now.
It's greater.
I think it's like saying that like racism is crazy now.
No, but
what do you mean? There were people getting lynched before.
No, I'm not speaking about 100 years ago. I'm speaking about like 5 to 10 years ago.
Lynching is not 100 years ago.
What I'm saying is that you are not getting my point.
Sorry, lynching is not exclusive to black people.
No, you are not getting my point. And the point is that hate now is more prominent. And yes, we do have more information, but hate is more prominent. More people are getting killed. More women are getting killed. More queer people are getting killed than 5 years ago. I'm not speaking about 20 years ago. I'm speaking about like the 2010s era.
Petri, what I want to say is that we are loving each other, we are knowing each other, we are understanding each other better. The hate that's always existed is what we're trying to defeat.
It's more rampant and it's growing.
I think it's a scare tactic.
It's growing.
I disagree. I think if you've always been lower class, you would know.
I'm not speaking about class.
We're not speaking. This is not an indictment on you saying lower class. I think you've always been lower class, right? Okay.
What the fuck?
I think
we are not speaking about classes.
We're not speaking about classes. Yes, you're not speaking about it. I'm speaking about it, right?
Right.
I think if we live in environments where we can see, right, shit that other people won't be able to see, we would know that this shit has always existed. We're just able to see it everywhere now. If you were watching the news as a kid, all of this shit that you see now...
I have been watching the news as a kid.
I'm sure you were, okay? When you were watching the news as a kid.
Right.
All of this stuff was happening.
Right.
I was there when they hung people and we saw it on screen, in our TV, right? We saw...
When that happened?
Saddam Hussein was hung on our TV and we fucking saw it, right? I don't want
work.
to say, I don't want to get people, because that's what happened with stuff like COVID, with stuff like Trump getting in the office and stuff like, all this Nigel Farage and stuff. They go like, oh, it's getting worse.
It is getting worse.
Petri, the riots that happened when they were fighting minorities, do you think that's never happened in Britain in history?
I am part of a minority, and I can say...
You're a part of a minority. I think the reason why we're sitting here is because we're both part of a minority.
Okay, I am part of a minority that, in the last couple of years, it has gotten worse. Physically, mentally, everything. Homophobia is on the rise, worse than it was.
I hate that.
I don't care that you hate it. It's the reality, and it's my reality. Take it or leave it.
It's not about take it or leave it. I think maybe you think I'm against your...
No. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that I think you are on the straight part of social media. And those things for you are common because you've seen it, you always seen hate. So for you, it's more of like, oh, this is just another day.
Hate.
No. But like, it's just part of the straight culture. It's part of toxic masculinity, like whatever.
Okay, Petre, do you know that there was a change on Twitter when Elon Musk took over?
Yeah.
You see how we started to see shit that we're not supposed to see? Do you know that didn't exist 5 years ago? Do you know why? Because there were people there who were stopping us from seeing that.
I know.
Right?
But what I'm trying to say,
that entity that's stopping us from seeing all the dangers that's happening in the world has always been there. It's
okay,
getting less.
but 5 years ago, we did not have the likes of Andrew Tate. We did not have the likes of...
We did. You just didn't see it. Now you can go on...
Because he was not that popular.
No, now you can go... Yes, you're right. Now you can go on TikTok and it can be on your feed.
And guess what? It's more popular now because it's worse. It is worse. It's not the same.
Danger that we go through.
Trust me. At least in the queer community, it has gotten worse. And you cannot tell me it did not. Because I am in the community, you're not.
What are you talking? Are you saying that gay people just start getting beaten up?
No, I'm saying that we went through a kumbaya era between like, I don't know, 2016 to 19. I think that was the kumbaya era. And now...
Are you talking about gays in the UK or gays all over the world? Because there's gays in Uganda who are still hiding in underground places.
Of course I'm speaking about UK. And probably like the places that I know, like the Western world, like, Europe and America.
I'm sure there were gays in UK, Europe and America who were like, hey, this has always been like this. And would be. I'm not saying that you're wrong that the danger exists. I'm saying that we're seeing more of it, and we don't want to say.
I think you are oblivious.
If we keep saying that, hey, it's getting worse, you know what people are going to do? Panic and go in their fucking underground. Hey, no, people love you. People want you to be out here. People don't hate you. You might get occasional people who come in your comments and say hateful shit, but the majority of what's happening here is us learning more about each other and being friendly with each other.
Damn.
The hate will always
Toxic
exist.
masculinity is getting worse. And you can argue with me to the dawn. I know it's happening, and I've seen it happening, and people seen it happening. I feel it. It's worse.
My point is, I'm just reaching my point, so we move on. It's always been like that, and it'll always be like this. It's not going anywhere.
It's getting worse.
I think if it's getting more widespread.
No, I have a question for you actually. 5 years ago, like before Andrew Tate, who was the Andrew Tate of the toxic masculinity community? That was super popular on BBC and all the news, and like if he got escorted to a country, like everyone would know about it. Tell me.
I can't say anybody else off the top of my brain, but if we went on the internet, everything exists on the internet.
It wasn't that popular.
Do you know who Kevin Samuels is?
Sorry?
Do you know who Kevin Samuels is?
No.
Exactly. He never came in your time. I wouldn't go out there to seek.
But that's my point, Dami. If someone...
People who are toxic gravitate towards toxic people.
Okay.
We are not toxic. We wouldn't know that. The internet is more widespread now.
Okay,
we can't escape it.
Okay. A few years ago, I did not see those people in my timeline. Fine. It's the timeline. Internet, at the end of the day, everything is an algorithm.
Yeah.
It's on the news. It's on newspapers. It's worse. I did not see that on newspapers before. I did not see that as wide as it is now. That's what I'm saying. Panic sells, I get that. Disruption sells, they want disruption, so we are not focusing on the real problem. I get that.
Listen, do you know that all of the most of the bills that he tried to pass, Orange Agent, has been like rejected by the people in charge? Do you know that there was a panic in you when this podcast where you went like, oh my god, I feel like shit is crashing. but there was no celebration for, oh, it actually didn't go through. Do you know that?
You know why there's no celebration, Dami?
Why?
Because this is the beginning of the road.
It's what
I'm gonna celebrate it at the end.
But they're just playing with your emotions.
Okay.
They're playing with our emotions. They made a TV show about it. They made a TV show on Netflix where they make money from the panic that they set in our hearts. Hey, do a fucking documentary that's free for everybody. Let's talk about that. These people are making money from this. I hate when people use our hate. It's the same thing we have about slave movies, where it's like, hey, we hear it, but like, hey, there's been 10,000 slave movies. Well, people are doing good out here. Let's showcase that. Maybe if we showcase the love and we don't showcase this, because once you showcase this, what you do is that you just put a battery in the people's back. You might save 5 kids, but the whole 100 others will be like, yeah, so what? Because the world is full of hate.
Okay.
But we can't shout about that and be like, hey, it's hateful, it's hateful. People will just panic. Humans are not built to be like, oh yeah, I can take this. They will run. We saw it happen with COVID. Hey, we're gonna COVID is here. People went to go buy toilet paper. They were fighting over toilet paper, man.
Okay, I'm just saying that, I feel it, and I know it's getting worse, and toxic masculinity is getting worse, and I don't know, maybe that's just you being straight, and you don't want to agree with it, but it's true.
I think connectivity, loving each other, understanding each other is on the rise. We're doing a podcast where a gay guy and a straight guy and a black guy and a white guy is sitting in front of us, in front of each other talking. I think we're as much as that all exists, we're also accelerating as a people.
But you're not focusing on the bigger picture.
The bigger picture is that we're getting better as a people.
No. Dami, if we got better as people, the orange man will have not been in power. If we gotten better as people, Brexit will have not happened.
Oh my God. The orange man has been in power 10,000 times. Every single white man that's been there, most of them have been the orange man. They just knew how to shut up about it. That's what the fuck I'm trying to tell you.
Exactly.
What are we talking about? What I'm telling you is that the dangers always existed. You
just said the same point that I'm trying to make. The danger has always existed, but now they are screaming from the top of their lungs and they are not scared of the repercussions. That's what I'm talking about. They are not scared of what the
there
danger
is always
of that.
repercussions.
But there is not now, because guess what? These people have a platform. Before, they had a limited platform because people were like, oh, I might believe in your views, but I don't want to speak about it because like I might get cancelled. Now I'm like, yeah, I'm going to speak about it and I'm going to shave my eyelashes and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that because I'm a man. And who tells me what to do? And that is because now they have spokespeople. They might have it before, but now it's worse. That's what I'm trying to say. It's worse. Because now the people that are doing it are not scared of saying it.
I think in a world where you and I can maybe sit in a seat in a room together, to a world where we are doing a podcast together, sharing it to the world, I think that's better.
In your world.
Right.
Look outside of your bubble. You always tell me to look outside of my bubble, but I'm inviting you to look outside of your bubble and to see that.
Which bubble? Do you want me to talk about racism? You want to talk about how bad racism has gotten? Or do I want to talk about... If
I speak about toxic masculinity getting worse and homophobia getting worse, why do you not come and be like, racism got worse too?
I don't think that's what we should highlight.
No, but it's the truth. Is it not?
Okay. There are some truths when we talk about an album or we talk about music that is necessary. There are some truths that may be dangerous. You said that.
But if I say that toxic masculinity is on the rise, you say no, and after you say like, oh, racism.
I didn't say no. Too. I said it's always been here. We just see more of it. It's not on the rise. It's the same plethora. It's as much hate as there is love. And I think.
Do you think racism is on the rise?
I think racism is exactly how it's been since the beginning of time.
Don't you think that there was an era, a kumbaya era like the gays?
There was no fucking kumbaya era for people actually going through it.
I live in London. I'm being serious. Don't you think that there was an era where you did not feel racism as prominent as before? I always feel racism. If you know homophobia and you can see it in someone's eyes, you can know that even if the person's sitting there and not punching you, it's there. Yeah, but personally, I went through an era where I did not see as much. And I did not see it on my internet, my phone. I did not see it in my real life. It was there, not as prominent. And now it go back to where it was before. Okay. I think you're right. I think maybe I'm conflating the points. But my point is that we're seeing a lot more of it, but I don't think there is more of it. I just think we're seeing what we didn't see before. But that's the thing.
I don't think you're wrong.
The thing we did,
I don't think you're wrong.
The fact that we did not see it before, or algorithms and whatever. I'm not speaking about that. I'm speaking just like we did not have a spokesperson for this.
There's always a spokesperson for this.
Who?
I don't know, Pedro.
Exactly.
I can't get it off the top of my head, and I don't think I need to get it off the top of my head. I don't think I need to know the Tate brothers. I don't want to know.
No, but like the fact that they exist and they have a platform is already a red flag.
I think the red flag started from when we started the internet.
Speaking about the internet, I think we should wrap it up.
What does that have to do with the internet?
Because it's on the internet, you know what I mean?
Listen, ladies and gentlemen,
thank you.
Let's spread love. Let's not spread.
Are you entering your kumbaya era now?
Let's not spread. I think that's like on a different tier of.
No, but what I'm saying is that
because we're fear mongering to a certain degree. I don't want to fear monger.
Okay, but
I want to speak the real, which we can. But I don't want to be like, hey, be scared.
Let me tell you the problem with this bitch sitting right in front of me. He agrees with most of the things that people say, but he just has this urge to argue about it. Even if people are on the same page, she just feels the need to fucking argue. And I'm like,
let's do a different version of the conversation. You say that toxic masculinity is on the rise. I agree.
And thank you for watching today's episode.
Bye.